Hi, this is the 47th session of Physics 9. I am Sir CJ. In this session, what we have as parts are the following. The first one is under observe, where you are going to conduct a concept map analysis. So before kayo talaga yung bumubuo ng mga concept maps, 'di ba? Pero this time, ikaw naman ang bibigyan ng buong concept map. Pero yun nga lang, syempre, meron tayong mga guide questions. And then the second part naman is under observe pa rin. It is activity number 77 and it is titled Super Bill. We will be actually looking at a sample electric bill and then we will be discussing some important things na nandoon mismo sa electric bill. And I bet that this is going to connect so effectively with your kumbaga day-to-day life. And then the last one naman is under ask. It is a discussion about power generation, transmission, and distribution, which is actually the title of this book. Pero we are also going to have some introduction about the concept of system loss, which you are actually going to see dun pa lang sa activity number 77, Super Bill. Now, in this video lesson, what we are actually trying to target are the following learning competencies. So the first one is explain how heat transfer and energy transformation make heat engines like geothermal power plants work. And then the next and last learning competency for this video lesson would be explaining how electrical energy is generated, transmitted, and distributed. The contents of this video lesson are found in the 7E based self-learning module in Science 9, particularly in Unit 4, Book 24, the last book, and these are particularly found in pages 4 to 9. So yeah, let's dive in. Analyze the following concept map. So it starts with electrical energy as a term. It says is generated through power plants like geothermal, wind, hydroelectric, and nuclear power plants, and is transmitted through a network of lines called national grid and is distributed to consumers. So I'll give you a moment to analyze this concept map first. Pause this video. Are you done? Let us now deal with the guide questions. The first one. Question number 1. What are the methods of producing electricity according to the concept map? Pause this video if you need more time. Are you done? Let us now proceed to the second question, question number 2. Does the electricity produced from power plants directly and immediately reach a household? Why do you think so? Pause this video if you need more time. Are you done? Let us now proceed to the last question for this activity. Question number 3. Based on the concept map, what is the difference between power generation, transmission, and distribution? Pause this video if you need more time. Are you through? Finalize your answers because we are going to check them. Starting with the answer to question number 1. What are the methods of producing electricity according to the concept map? The correct answer is the methods cited as geothermal, wind, hydroelectric, and nuclear. Actually, yung as, Jen, it's actually supposed to be are. Okay, so the methods cited are. Check your work. Are you done? Let us now proceed to the answer to question number 2. Does the electricity produced from power plants directly and immediately reach a household. Why do you think so? The correct answer is no. It has to pass through transformers first. Check your work. Are you done? Let us now proceed to the next and last question for this activity. Question number 3. Based on the concept map, what is the difference between power generation, transmission, and distribution? The correct answer is power generation is the process of producing electrical energy from a variety of sources. The produced electrical energy then gets to be transmitted to the substations through a process called transmission. Lastly, substations can make the electrical energy turn into a form that can be used for homes and industrial establishments to which it is delivered through a process called distribution. Check your work. Are you done? Okay, so please make sure that your answers are the closest possible. Ha? Dapat, as much as possible, they are close to the answers that we are offering in this video lesson. If they aren't quite far, please put, of course, an X mark. Now, please count the number of correct responses. All right. Let us now proceed to the. I hope that you had or you learned something from that activity. I know na parang medyo bago yung mga tinatanong niya, no? Parang nakaka-clueless. Pero as we progress and as we move closer to the summative assessment for this book, I hope that you are learning, you are picking up some important things along the way. So yeah, it's okay to commit a mistake, to get an incorrect, to actually give an incorrect answer and realize that it's actually incorrect. But I hope that you are going to parang promise yourself that you are going to do better, of course, next time. Okay, so I hope that by now, kumbaga, you know better. All right. Now, you were reminded in that activity kanina that the electricity that you are using, we are all using at our homes and our houses, it actually undergoes several processes, 3 to be exact. The generation or the production of the electrical energy from various sources is the first step of the process. The second step naman is transmission or the delivery of the produced electrical energy to substations. And then the last step of the process is the actual distribution or the final delivery of the electrical energy to our homes and to various industrial places. So it's like electricity has the ability to reach our homes through these two processes. Pero also electricity is something that we created out of a previous form of energy. So before it became electrical energy, it was say mechanical energy first, or it was thermal energy. Okay. Now speaking of those, speaking of energy, and speaking as well of consuming energy, let us now do this activity number 77. For your answers, for your responses in this activity, similar actually, di ko lang nasabi dun sa previous activity, you can actually use a 1/2 crosswise sheet of paper. So go ahead and prepare another 1/2 crosswise sheet of paper for this activity. Are you ready? If you're ready, then let's proceed. Okay, so the objective of this activity are as follows. The first one is dapat you should be capable of defining the terms generation, transmission, and distribution of electrical energy. And I know that we defined them kanina, pero in this case, we are going to do it through an activity para mas ma-refine natin yung iyong definition. And then the second one naman is for you to be capable of explaining how energy is transmitted from plants to home and industry. And then the last one naman is for us to develop some kind of appreciation uh, to the importance or for the importance of responsible use of electricity. The materials you're gonna be using, it's gonna be a simple sheet of paper, yun nga yung 1/2 crosswise, or and then a pen. Yung bill na gagamitin natin dito, actually i-zoom in naman natin. Pero for your convenience, I will be doing my best to prepare a printed version of the bill during our face-to-face classes for collaboration purposes din. Pero for the meantime, in this video lesson, I am going to zoom in so that you can read the contents of the bill. Okay, is that clear? Alright, let's proceed. You have to analyze the following electric bill. This electric bill is by a certain person named Eva de Guzman who lives in 0033 lot, Block 21, Street Phase E1, Francisco, Homes, Mulawin, San Jose del Monte City, 3023, Bulacan. As you can see, bayad yung kanyang previous bill. Yung kanyang current charge is 1,227.99 and it's due on, bale 8 is actually August 13, 2020. Ayan. And yeah, the total amount due is 1,227.99. As you can see here, meron siyang details like service ID number, the rate, which is for residential, contract in the name of, tapos service address. Meron siyang important notice, which you can read over there. And then meron din siyang mga billing information like the bill date, the meter reading date, the bill period, the due date, total kilowatt hours na nagamit, the total current amount, and then kung kailan yung next meter reading. Meron din siya ditong parang bar graph. Okay, it says May or June kilowatt hour bar includes consumption from previous months. So this is your monthly, Eva's monthly electricity consumption chart. Ayan. So napakataas itong July 2020. Yes, compared to other months. And it seems like yung bahay niya nag-start pa lang nung July 2019. And then, here naman may breakdown of electricity charges, generation, transmission, system loss, distribution by Meralco, subsidies, government taxes, universal charges, this is FIT, ALL, renewable, and then other charges. It also says here that please be informed that Meralco may conduct a routine maintenance or inspection of our customer metering facilities within your area this quarter. Meron din silang parang mga contact information and then mga reminders over there. And then as you go downwards, you will see the following information. Okay, so I'll be giving you time to interpret this bill. You may now begin. Are you still on it? Are you done? Alright. Let us now look at the questions, starting with the first question. Question number 1. How much did Eva de Guzman pay for generation, transmission, and distribution, respectively? What are those payments for? Pause this video if you need more time. Look back at the bill by going back a few seconds or minutes. Are you done? Let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 2. System loss refers to the amount of electrical energy that was lost in the process of delivering it from the power plant to the substations and from the substations to the users. How much did Eva de Guzman pay for system loss? Go back a few minutes so you can see the bill clearly. Are you still on it? Are you done? Let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 3. Now that you know what system loss means, you have to know as well that your household is paying for something like it too. Ask your parent or guardian about it, or check your electric bill for the month. How much did you pay for system loss? Should the household be responsible for paying it? Defend your answer. For this, you may go ahead and ask an adult, or maybe you might, if you are doing this at school, if you are going to be looking at this question here in school, there in school, I mean, I might be giving you this question as an assignment. Are you still on it? Are you done? Let's now proceed to answering the questions, starting with question number 1. How much did Eva de Guzman pay for generation, transmission, and distribution, respectively? What are those payments for? The correct answer is 618.09 pesos for generation, 114.10 for transmission, and 284.06 for distribution. She paid the generation charge to the power plant where the electrical energy was produced. She paid the transmission charge to the line companies that delivered the electrical energy to substations. Lastly, she paid the distribution charge so the electrical energy finally reaches her home. Are you done checking your work? Let us now proceed to the answer for the second question. System loss refers to the amount of electrical energy that was lost in the process of delivering it from the power plant to the substations and from the substations to the users. How much did Eva de Guzman pay for system loss? The correct answer is 55.52 pesos. Are you done answering or checking your work? Let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 3. Now that you know what system loss means, you have to know as well that your household is paying for something like it too. Ask your parent or guardian about it, or check your electric bill for the month. How much did you pay for system loss? Should the household be responsible for paying it? Defend your answer. The correct answer is actually anything that may come up. For as long as your response makes sense, I will know about it once you submit your answer sheet to me. But for the meantime, look back at your answer for the first and second question and decide how much will you be getting out of the 2 points that you have right now. Please indicate your score on the upper right-hand corner of your answer sheet. Are you done? That's great. Let us now proceed to the next part, which is a discussion about power generation, transmission, and distribution, and system loss. So, we approach this topic by looking first at the entire process from a bird's eye view. So, the power plant generates electricity as it is seen here, and then the transformer is going to step it up for the transmission. So yung voltage, yung flow ng electricity, mas palalakasin ng transformer, i-step up niya para makarating siya dun sa next station. Now, transmission lines carry electrical energy over long distances. So, kayang ma-carry ng mga transmission line kasi meron naman siyang mataas na voltage. So, malakas yung flow. And then, transformers in the neighborhood are going to need to step it down kasi malakas pa rin usually yung voltage pagdating sa kanila. So, their task is to make sure that it is not going to, kumbaga, make the transmission lines sa mga neighborhood explode para hindi sila sumabog. I-step down yung voltage. And then, the distribution lines will be carrying electricity to the houses na na-step down na. And then, sa may poste pa, transformers na nandun sa mga poles further steps it down so that before reaching the houses, it's, kumbaga, in its most appropriate strength. Yung voltage, hindi naman siya sobrang hina, hindi rin naman siya sobrang lakas so that hindi masira yung mga appliances, yung mga gadgets na nandoon sa house. So this is the bird's eye view of the entire process. And as shown in the diagram, the process of producing electricity through, say for instance, geothermal, wind, electric, and nuclear power plants happen first sa may bandang unang part ng process. The generation of currents of electricity is actually the first step in the entire process. Okay, so geothermal power plants like this one, the Macban geothermal power plant in the Philippines, harnesses electrical energy from the heat of the layer of the earth just beneath its surface. I know that in the previous quarter, nung third quarter, we already talked about geothermal power plants. So I hope that you still remember how it works. Now, after ma-generate ng electricity, the transformers are going to step it up so the voltage is going to be mobile enough to travel long distances as it was said kanina. It will be transmitted through the transmission lines. Now, without the stepping up of the voltage of electrical energy coming from the power plants, the electricity won't be able to travel long distances. It then reaches the transmission line that will further carry the electrical energy through longer distances. Now, once transmission lines are, say, close enough to a site, the transformer now will be stepping down the voltage. So by saying stepping down, pinapahina lang niya ng konti yung flow of electricity. So it does not overwhelm the smaller electrical lines, yung mas maninipis na mga electrical lines na kumbaga pupuntahan niya. So parang from a bigger, more kumbaga stronger electrical line, it will now be going kasi sa mga smaller communities which have smaller and thinner electrical lines. So that those won't explode, kailangan ma-step down yung electricity. Now, after the transformer has stepped down the voltage, the electrical energy proceeds to distribution lines that will transport electrical energy to communities and to big industrial buildings. So, kapag halimbawa yung flow of electricity is already good, na pwede na siyang kumbaga mag-power up ng mga outlets without making said outlets explode, it now is going to be distributed to houses, to industrial buildings. Now, distribution lines are connected to transformers raised on poles. Now, these transformers on poles can actually have the ability to step down the electrical energy even further. Kapag yung halimbawa kailangan talaga siyang i-step down or step up, malalapit lang ang mga yan sa mga communities. Halimbawa, itong poste na to, it's by the, kumbaga, it's found sa may bandang bungad ng isang barangay, and the barangay is just starting to have electrical lines at nandun pa siya. Ngayon, say for instance, merong isang part ng barangay na sobrang layo na, ganun, kailangan dito sa may bungad pa lang, mas step up na yon. But, yun nga, pagdating sa mga ibang houses na malapit dun sa bungad, kailangan mas step down bago mag-reach sa kanila yung kuryente kasi baka naman sumabog sila. But yun nga, kaya ni-step up para ma-reach yung pinakamalayo pero at risk of exploding yung mga nasa bungad. So kailangan meron sila mga step down na mga transformers. May ganun. And then meron ding mga neighborhoods, halimbawa na yung isang house or isang building is requiring so much electricity kasi meron silang shop that uses tremendous amount or that requires a tremendous amount of electricity. So hindi pwede na yung naka-reach sa kanya na electricity is ini-step down pa. So kailangan siyang i-disconnect sa connection na yon at i-connect siya dun sa isang connection na hindi ini-step down yung ng transformer. Kumbaga ganito, yung ibang mga houses, they need to be connected to a transformer that steps electricity down. Other houses and buildings naman, they need to be connected to a transformer that steps the electricity up. All right. Now, after the successful stepping up or stepping down of the electricity, it now reaches your home appliances. Now, because of this excellent mechanism of power generation, transmission, and distribution, we can keep our food fresh, we can cook food, process documents, and generally connect to the World Wide Web. We can actually surf the internet. However, there's one thing that we need to discuss pa rin. It is actually at which part of that seemingly flawless process is power lost? Saan ba doon nawawala? Paano nawawalan ng kuryente? Like, ano yung system loss? System loss kasi, again, it means na merong nawawalang kuryente dahil dun sa process ng pagde-deliver. Kumbaga, may konting mga electrical energy na nare-release kung saan. At bakit nangyayari yon? Paano? Transmission wires are made of metals, itong mga kableng to. And those metals conduct electricity. The flow of electricity through these wires is constantly being contradicted by a certain amount of resistance or parang pagpigil. Remember, di ba, merong resistance, merong electrical voltage or flow of electricity, di ba? May ganun tayong pinag-aaralan when we were still talking about electrical energy in grade 8. Now, this resistance works like friction. It is always negating the direction of the energy applied. So kung halimbawa yung flow ng electricity is going towards north, yung resistance within those yung metal is going towards south. Kumbaga, that's how it always works within there. Now, the friction between your palms when you're also rubbing them is going to produce electrical energy, right? The same thing is actually the case here. Kaya umiinit ang mga electrical cables. It's because of the continuous na pagflow ng electricity at yung continuous din na pagkontra ng resistance dun sa flow ng electricity. Kaya ayun, umiinit sila. Because the resistance inside contradicts the flow of electricity, some of the electrical energy gets accidentally converted into thermal energy instead of continuing their flow. Now, that transformation is considered lost kasi nga, instead of mag-remain siya as electrical energy, na co-convert siya into thermal energy. Okay? It may be deemed na lost siya, nawawala, pero in fact, it's simply converted. It's simply transformed. Because remember that energy is neither created nor destroyed. So, anong sinasabi natin dito? Merong nawawalang electrical energy, pero yung nawawalang electrical energy na yon is simply transformed into thermal energy. Now, question, magagamit mo ba yung thermal energy to power up, say for instance, your laptops? Of course not. Ang ginagawa natin actually is we have been in a constant search for the cheapest and the best conductor of electricity na pwedeng gamitin sa mga kable. We cannot use actually silver kasi masyado siyang mahal. So what we're using are the cheapest metals available. At the same time, they should be also the best conductors of electricity, being cheap. Why do we need them to be good at conducting electricity? Para mababa lang ang level of resistance. Bakit? Kapag mababa ang level of resistance kasi nung cable, ibig sabihin, less ang tendency na ma-convert yung electrical energy into thermal energy. Okay? Hindi kasi maganda na maraming electrical energy na nako-convert into thermal energy kasi hindi naman natin nagagamit yung thermal energy na yon to power up our devices. Ayun. So I hope that so anong nangyayari nun doon? Nako-compute ng mga electric cooperatives kung gaano karami yung electricity na na-convert into thermal energy. Nakadepende yon kung gaano rin kalayo yung bahay ninyo dun sa station or substation nila. So kung sobrang layo ng bahay ninyo at in that case sobrang haba nung line that connects you to the last consumer of electricity in your community, then that means tataas din ang iyong system loss charge kasi the electricity is going to travel from that point to your house, and along the way may mga electrical energy na nako-convert further into thermal energy. Okay, so it's gonna result again to high system loss charge. Napakasad naman siguro kung yung electricity, yung bill mo is halos system loss. Siguro that's very, very sad. Anyways, that concludes this session of Physics 9. And in this session, what we were capable of finishing are the following. So we had first a concept map analysis under Observe, where we actually looked at the three processes of electrical energy. And then the second part naman is under Observe activity number 77. It's titled Super Bill, where we looked at Eva de Guzman's consumption and we were introduced to the process of, or to the concept of system loss. And then the last part naman is we had a discussion about power generation, power transmission, power distribution, and we even had a comprehensive talk related to system loss. Now remember that in this video lesson, we are trying to achieve the following learning competencies. The first one is you should be capable of explaining how heat transfer and energy transformation make heat engines like geothermal power plants work. And then, you should be capable of explaining how electrical energy is generated, transmitted, and distributed. This is Sir CJ, and I hope that you learned so much about your electric bill in this video lesson. I hope that you're having a good day.